In the high-stakes, often absurd theater of American politics and late-night television, a suspension can be a death knell or a marketing miracle. For Jimmy Kimmel, whose eponymous show returned to the airwaves last night after a controversial hiatus, it was unequivocally the latter. And he came back swinging, not just with jokes, but with a declaration of victory against a formidable would-be censor, Donald J. Trump. Kimmel's monologue was less a typical warm-up and more a coronation of resilience. Before a cheering studio audience, the host addressed the elephant in the room with characteristic wit and a sharp edge. "So, we're back," he began, a grin spreading across his face. "I took a little forced vacation. You might have heard, the former president of the United States tried his best to cancel me. The Streisand effect on steroids. The suspension, reportedly triggered by a coordinated campaign from Trump allies targeting the network's advertisers, spectacularly backfired. What was intended to silence Kimmel instead amplified his voice, turning a late-night show into a national talking point about power, influence, and free speech. He really did try his best," Kimmel continued, feigning admiration. "He mobilized his people. He sent out the truths. Or are they truths? I can never keep up. He got his followers all worked up. And you know what he accomplished? He got me 2 weeks off and the highest-rated premiere of my career. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Donald. You're the best promoter I've ever had." The segment was a masterclass in turning adversity into comedic capital. Kimmel detailed the alleged cancellation attempt with a mock-serious tone, listing the crimes for which he was apparently punished, telling jokes at the expense of a man who has declared himself immune to prosecution, fact-checking wildly inaccurate statements, and, most egregiously, having a functioning memory. From monologue to main event, the incident transforms Kimmel's role. He is no longer just a late-night host. He's a protagonist in a real-life drama about the clash between media and political power. The suspension didn't just pause his show, it created a narrative arc. His return wasn't merely a new episode. It was the season finale where the hero triumphs. Sources suggest the network initially buckled under pressure from a flood of complaints and threatened advertiser boycotts, leading to the temporary suspension. However, the public outcry and media scrutiny that followed, framing the move as an act of cowardice in the face of political bullying, reportedly forced a swift reversal. Kimmel cleverly framed the entire ordeal not as a personal battle, but as a symbolic one. "This wasn't about me," he asserted. "This is about the idea that if a powerful person doesn't like what you say, they can just make you disappear. Well, spoiler alert, I'm still here." A new chapter for late night? The return of Jimmy Kimmel Live signals more than just the resumption of celebrity interviews and musical performances. It marks a potential hardening of the front lines in the culture wars. Kimmel's opening monologue, ripe with defiance, sets a new tone. It demonstrates that the strategy of overwhelming media outlets with organized complaints, a tactic perfected in the digital age, can be defeated by leaning into the controversy itself. By publicly thanking Trump for the attempted cancellation, Kimmel performed the ultimate act of comedic jujitsu. He used his opponent's energy to fuel his own comeback, proving that in an attention economy, even negative campaigns can be converted into positive ratings. The final word goes to the host himself, who ended the segment with a promise and a warning. "We've got a great show tonight, and an even better one tomorrow. And thanks to my favorite former president, we're not going anywhere. So buckle up. One thing is clear, the attempt to